to another segment of Keep the Beat with Pete. And today, as we indicated in the thumbnail, we want to cover Elvin Jones style triplets, and then stick around for a bonus where we'll review kind of the things Billy Cobham was doing in Quadrant 4. Okay, so we'll get right to it. Basic triplets. Elvin will just use, there's so many articles and so many things that cover Elvin Jones triplets, and so many PDFs and all these kind of documents to review. So I thought what we'd do is really just go to some basic triplets and then examine how he applied them on the drum set. And then those would be the basis of recipes that you can then take with you to add, subtract, and create rhythms in that style. So I thought we'd just start out basically with triplet patterns, right? So you have 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 1. So right, left, just the regular triplet hand to hand. Okay, that's triplet pattern 1, say. And you'll hear it in sometimes. Right? Okay. Triplet pattern 2. Right, left, left. Right? People use that to a fairly well in jazz. Oh, for years and years and years. Okay, then left, left, right. Okay, and then doubles, triplets played as doubles. And finally, paradiddle triplets. Okay, there's your basic ingredients. There's the elements of the recipe that you're going to cook up something. So what Elvin Jones did, of course, brilliantly, is using dynamics and orchestration, he was playing with this thing all around the kit in his comping and in his solos, whether he did a chorus, 4-bar phrases, fills, transitions. So what you would start with, I would start at a nice modest tempo, I don't know, 90 or something like that. To really get the basics, something like that. So 4 bars a time. And then orchestrate. And you work through just the basic triplet. That's just with hand-to-hand triplet. You know, I know it sounds like what is going on there, but it's just your ears getting used to all the different sounds and where they're popping. Okay, you get the idea? No need for a transcription on that. Triplets, hand to hand, orchestrated. Then you play with the dynamics. So accenting some of the patterns that the music may reveal. I'm now dropping the bass drum in, if you notice. First I wasn't, now I am. So all that, and of course, don't forget the hi-hat. So orchestration means okay, just the first idea, hand-to-hand triplets. And you go on with the second one now. You start working it up again, nice and slow. Or, right. So, this would be your second one. That'd be your third one. Okay? So, same thing. Naturally, as you know, without fail, you mix and match these to suit your purposes, musical purposes, not gymnastics, not, hey, look at me, you know, no hands and all that. It's always got to be relevant to the musical context, at least in the world that I like to operate in. Yeah, there's all kinds of drumming gymnastics and things you could do, and impress everybody. But right now, it's really just like, hey, how can I use this stuff and really make these phrases pop? That's what Elvin Jones was doing to the highest level. Okay, the doubles, triplets as doubles. If you have a little problem with dropping that bass drum foot in, we have some whole segments on, educating the left foot, educating the right foot, the So that's just one more thing you can do as situation calls for it. And then there's the paradiddle triplet, which we talked about, the basic paradiddle triplet. And of course, the paradiddle has many variations, but I'm just sticking right now with this one. You can imagine where you could go with the other paradiddle variations. Okay, and once you do that, you do your orchestrations and your dynamics, then it's really just how do you place it in a musical context. Okay, so hand-to-hand triplets, right, right, left, 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 right, doubles, and the paradiddle triplet. That's your 5 basic ingredients, and then the orchestrations, the dynamics, the accents, work some accent patterns. It's all there for you, just with those basics. And you could speed them up, slow them down, soften them. What did we leave out? We left out phrases that start not on the one, start, in the later part of the bar, and leaving some notes out. So you just subtract some beats from each one of those elements, creating yet even more options. We're creating options. Anybody that trades stock loves options. I want the option to buy this at that price at this time, or sell it, right? You want options at your fingertips that you're in control of. Okay, we said one last bonus thing. Okay, with Billy Cobham in Quadrant 4, he was working a triplet deal too. He had the bass drum shuffle going on, and the jazz ride cymbal. So you don't have to play double bass into this. You could do it with the hi-hat too. And you see all the things he did with that in Quadrant 4. I covered that. If you didn't see it, you go back and check out the cover of it. But he builds so many triplet phrases in and out of there. But again, it's like a bass drum shuffle, which became, that was 1973, which became the basis probably for Hot for Teacher and so many of the other progressive rock, hard rock, metal, whatever, bass drum shuffles, right? But you can actually have when you do the shuffle, just make sure your hi-hat's nice and distinct from your bass drum so you can get... You want that going. That's what makes it really pop, you know? And of course, if you're in a big setting, you got to get the right mics and, you know, amplification. But if you're in a smaller setting, if you just use the right dynamics when you practice it, so don't let this crush that and so forth and so on. That's whole other separate lessons. And we're coming up towards the last quarter of 2025, so soon I'll be doing like sort of a summary of what we've done and maybe what we're going to be looking at going forward. A few more surprises this year, and I just want to make sure that if you want to check out lessons more carefully, go to my website. You can contact me there so we could set up a way of doing this online, or if you're in the area, you contact me and we'll do an in-person lesson. I just want to remind everybody of that. Also, if you have questions or comments, like sometimes I get comments about I can't hear these sessions, so I'm going to be using the compressor, you know, to boost my voice, which I have on now. I have a microphone right here, and I'll be boosting that. Also, I sometimes get with the jazz takes, I'll have like, oh, this part I like, but I want to hear your snare drum more. Well, yes and no. When I'm recording the jazz covers, I follow pretty closely what was happening in the original recording. And for the older drummers, they'll kind of know this, but for the younger guys, a little tip. When the other soloists are playing, do not step on those soloists. Your snare drum is soft. I know for a drum cover, that's not the point of it. You know, you want to hear the comping and all that stuff. I mean, I get it. I'm trying to balance that out. But if there's a beautiful piano solo going on, and I'm in there saying, hey, you know, make sure I'm showing you this snare drum stuff so you can evaluate that. That's okay. But if it seems like it's balanced in the mix and so forth and so on, that's kind of what I'm going for. So it is a trade-off. That's why these follow-up sessions are good if you want to check that out to see, okay, what is the snare drum sounding like and so forth. And pure, you know, there's nothing else here but the snare drum. So that happens. I will boost the snare drum a little more, though, in light of those comments. So you have comments and questions and things we could do going forward, or, you know, directions. We'll do all that as we go forward. So thanks for tuning in. We're trying to create the beat you keep so that you can now walk into the studio or the jam session or, you know, your band rehearsal, and they have a new arrangement and they need some kind of input from you. You're bringing your ingredients, and now you're going to put together something that you feel is really working for the band and with the band, and it's going to lift the music as well as you. You have to turn yourself on when you're playing so that you can communicate the enthusiasm to your fellow band members, who in turn, if it catches on like a fire, the audience gets that. Thanks for watching. Create the beat you keep. Peace out.